What advice would the universe give us about marriage?
One of the most important relationships we'll have in our lives. So we ask the universe.
Welcome to this episode of What's the Universe Say About That? I'm Mary Obana, and along with my husband Michael, we ask the universe for answers. You see, I'm blessed with this beautiful gift where I get quiet and I can connect with the loving guidance of the universe.
So today, you'll see and hear Mary connect directly to that divine guidance and hear the words of wisdom flow directly through her in response to questions about life and the challenges we all face at certain times.
So, welcome to our home.
And welcome to this now normal, but always amazing part of our daily lives. So sit back, get ready, and let's hear what the universe has to say about that.
Let's do it. Hi, everyone.
Hello. Today we're going to talk about marriage. It's it's one of the most important relationships we'll have in our lifetimes. So for people hoping to get married, just getting married, newly married, or getting remarried, whatever, or been married like us for a long time, what would the universe have to say about marriage advice? All
Okay.
right, we're going for marriage advice. This is not coming from us. But what would the universe want us
Okay.
to know about this important relationship? All
You
right.
always have good ones, Mike Landon.
Well, I'm thinking about it.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Terrific. Great. Let's
Good.
do it.
Marriage advice from the universe.
Okay.
Exactly.
Let's go. This is a beautiful question. As this relationship, one of marriage, is perhaps one of the most sacred unions of a lifetime. What is it that you should know about marriage? Marriage is a commitment. You all know that. But the commitment is deeper and simpler than you might think.
Mm.
Marriage is a shared experience, a partnership of two beautiful souls, each with their own gifts and idiosyncrasies. But the bond and union is through love. When you love another, when you focus on another, there's nothing that supports a relationship and a marriage in particular more strongly. What does this mean, focusing on another? Focusing on the other means appreciating the other. When you are considering marriage, entering into this sacred partnership, you do so because there is a connection that has been established between the two, a deep connection, one that each has determined that they want to make for their entire life experience. Relationships, people evolve and grow in various ways throughout a lifetime. And so, as one enters a relationship, a commitment, they are to know that they and each of them will evolve and grow in different, often ways. To honor the other as one honors themselves means to be open to that growth, supportive of that growth, interested in that growth. You see, though each soul grows in their own ways, it doesn't mean that you need to grow apart. How do you keep a connection through so many changes, through so many life circumstances, through challenge, whether it's loss or health scares? There are so many things that are thrown at one during the human experience. And as a partnership, how do you support one another? You see, these interests and growth that each experiences can tear the partnership apart. It can make you feel less connected when one grows in a certain way and the other doesn't seem to be along for the ride. To honor the other in the partnership doesn't mean you need to share interests, but you must be interested always in the other. If another, one in the partnership, finds something that they are fascinated by, interested in, receive great joy from, if the other isn't necessarily interested in the same way, it is important that you are interested in the other through this path, you see. When you are less interested, you become less connected. Again, this does not mean each cannot adopt and embrace and discover new things of their own. But to love one another is to care and be interested in what interests the other. Curiosity, engagement, patience also is something that is so important. When two souls spend so much time with another, it can be easy to be frustrated by the other. Certain habits, certain things they do, certain things they don't do repeatedly. Patience, compassion, and communication. When one harbors the frustration within them without immediately sharing in a loving way with the other what you are feeling, it doesn't build. Letting the other, respecting the other, loving the other, honoring the other means being honest with the other and trusting the other with that honesty. If it comes from a place of love, not fear or anger, judgment, but love. It is received with an energy of love. This is true for any relationship, but a relationship through the partnership of marriage is one that one mustn't become complacent with. Honoring, trust, communication, these are all, as many of you already know, hallmarks of a strong relationship. Relationships break down because of lack of communication, lack of trust, lack of interest. It is not always easy, but if you follow the simple tenets of love, respect, honesty, through communication, it is enough.
Beautiful. I don't have any questions. It's so complete.
You two are very fortunate to have such a long standing connection. It is to be cherished, and it is beautiful.
Of course, I do have a question. You leave me long enough time to think about it. I think a lot of folks think of a soulmate as someone who they are almost identically compatible with. What you said was this connection, this marriage can be strong in spite of, or maybe even because of, the differences, paths, and growth. Is that somehow conflict with the idea of soulmate, where we are so connected at everything versus growing in different ways?
A soulmate is one that has a deep, soulful connection. The soulful connection is beyond the physical connection, you see. A soulful connection is one that extends beyond the human physical experience. The soulful connection is established before you come to this life experience and extends beyond it, you see. Soulmates don't always have to be partners in marriage. Soulmates can come in many forms, and you can have multiple soulmates, you see. Soulmates aren't about having exact, shared qualities. A soulmate is one that shares a commitment to one another, a connection to one another, a responsibility to one another to help the other grow and expand in the ways that they have come here for, you see.
So you can have a wonderful marriage and not be soulmates.
Yes, yes. And you can have a marriage with a soulmate. A soulmate is someone who you have a soul connection with. It is something that is not dependent on or not limited to this current human experience, you see. But to touch on something you mentioned, you said that they are exactly the same or something of that nature. No two are exactly the same. Everyone is different, and everyone is here growing in their own unique way. And this is what's challenging about a marriage in particular, because as the souls, as they come into this human experience and seek their growth in the ways that they must, that always is unique to each one. It is by definition going to be different in some ways. The key to a marriage is to, through this growth, through this expansion of each soul, to find and maintain connection through respect and honesty and trust and communication and interest.
Got it. Thank you. That
You are welcome. You are very welcome.
was great.
Hmm.
Once again, I give it 5 stars.
It was great.
I had this image in my mind. I remember I spent a lot of time at my grandparents' house as a kid and got to see their kind of, I'd call it a relationship. It was all they did was bicker.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember, I mean, I was in kindergarten. I remember thinking, like, I can't believe they're together. They don't even like each other. Like, she would push his buttons and he would push hers. And it was just constant bickering. And then I remember when they were in their 60s probably then. And when they got in their 80s and 90s, they both lived a long life. I remember sitting at the dinner table one night with them, and he was telling a story as he always did. And normally she would be, his name was Mike. His name was Mike. Oh, shut up, Mike, or you've told that story before, Mike, and stuff. And then he would get aggravated that she's cutting him short and all that stuff. And I remember one time we were at the dinner table and we talk about energy. She just sat there with just this warm, loving smile on her face, listening to the same story she's probably heard 100 times, but you could tell, like energetically,
Yeah.
there was just love.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking it caught me that time because when they were older, they were so close,
Oh,
and it was just an energy of love.
yeah.
And I don't know, it was so warm. And I remember thinking, like, these are the same people. They seem completely different than
Yeah.
when 20, 30 years ago when they
Yeah.
were just fighting all the time. And I don't know, it just made me think of that energy, and that energy is the of honesty and love and warmth and respect and interest.
Yeah.
They rekindled that, and that's what made their marriage so wonderful. And they were married something like 75 years.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
or
amazing.
more, maybe even. They were married young and lived old. But
Yeah.
it was just I was thinking about all the things that the universe was saying that are keys to that marriage. Um, they had.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's really
yeah,
beautiful.
yeah. It was great.
Hmm.
So no, I hope that's helpful, inspiring. And maybe even my story about my grandparents, if someone's in a marriage that they don't have that, of course
Yeah.
it takes two, but you
Yeah.
know,
Doesn't mean that
it
they
doesn't mean,
can't.
yeah, it can be rekindled.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so
That's beautiful.
yeah.
Good old Nana and God.
Yep. Anyway, so thank you.
They're smiling.
We're not going to talk about our marriage.
No.
It's so perfect. Uh,
Ah,
all right. Well, thank you. And
thanks for
hopefully
joining
this has
us.
been helpful. And if you know someone who is maybe wrestling with marital stuff,
Yeah,
pass it along, right?
yeah, definitely. Always, yeah,
Yeah.
share and like and subscribe so people can find it that need it.
Yeah.
Mm, it's great. Thanks so much.
See ya. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye bye.